this is kind of a nightmare. So I have a pretty nice setup, or I did. And yeah, I mean, it's a little cobbled together. I'm using the TV I found as a monitor. I had these sweet lights on both sides. This is where I was doing my tabletop reviews, and now it's just covered in stuff. It's pulled away from the wall where it should be because of this. You see that hole in the wall? That's where the water to my studio comes in. And it goes to the bathroom and the sinks. And it burst right behind my computer, which normally sits right there, and is now drying out on the couch. Right by my monitor, there's cables on the floor because there's a limited amount of plugs in here, and to have all of this stuff going like requires some crazy cable management, which I didn't do a good enough job at, I guess, because it was on the floor. Anyways, who doesn't have cables on the floor? So water poured over everything. All the cables, sprayed all over the back of the computer and the TV. There was like literally water inside my computer. Like just sprayed in there. So I have no idea if it works. I was in the middle of doing a review on some lights. These lights. These fantastic lights. And everything froze. And power went out. And our heater's been out for the whole winter because it's too expensive to fix. So it's been really cold. We've been living in our living room essentially. Like the kids have been sleeping in there on the couch because the fireplace is in there. And it's the only room that's warm because there's no heat, no electricity. Well, there was no electricity. Now I have electricity. That was like 3 days of that. And then on like the 4th day, I came out here and the electricity had just turned on. But it turned on just in time for the water main to break in here. So everything was powered, sitting underwater essentially. And luckily, I mean, it's tilted in here, so it all ran out the back. But it was sitting in the water for who knows how long before I came out and realized. That monitor was underwater. That's where I normally sit and do my reviews. But, like, the power company, even if I wanted to get back to work right now, this is not, like, a power-friendly studio. I mean, like, I do my best. I try not to consume too much power. I turn things off when I'm not using them. But there's so many lights. And there's so many electronics. Like, I have everything on switches. So, like, I turn off that side, and it turns off these lights, and my monitor, and the light table, and that light. And then I've got another switch on the other side that turns everything off back there, those lights. But to get back up and running, obviously, I have to turn on the lights. Otherwise, you get videos like this where there's no cinematic. I mean, it's just real. Like, and I understand people do this, normal videos like this, but I try to bring you guys a little bit more cinematic stuff. So it's my personal nightmare right now. So I'm rambling a lot, but back to the story. This section of wall is all soaked. You can see it down there. It's soaked up to probably there. From down there up to there. And so I have to rip off this whole wall back here behind all my shelves all the way to the end. And then I might even have to go into the bathroom and rip off those walls too, because there's water damage obviously down there too. So this desk has to move. The TV has to move. All of these cables need to go somewhere. That's like my battery charging. It looks like crap now because it all got upended when the water came in. So I have to move the desk down here so I have room to basically work on the office area of the studio. This is the recording area. This is the office area. Luckily, all of my prints and stuff were up on the wall, all my art, so none of that got wet. But this box that houses my prints got wet, and I just bought that. So I have to move everything, and my shoulder's already hurting. What's going on with you guys?